Yes guys, how's everyone doing? Welcome back to the Dugout Football channel, where it is time for match week number 3 of the 21-22 Premier League season. Now let's have a quick look at how everyone did in match week number 2. It was a bit of a better week for me. I got 7 points, including one perfect score. That was Aston Villa to successfully beat Newcastle by 2-0, which was pretty good, because after that, the last 5 games it got absolutely completely wrong. Top scorer in the comments, and with a magnificent score of 14 points, is Hassan Ali, and Hassan got 14 points. So very, very well done to you, Hassan. Really, really well done indeed. So we move on to match week number 3, and the first game to preview and predict is Manchester City against Arsenal. 5 wins to the citizens in the last 5 meetings. The last meeting was a 1-0 win to Man City. Well, Man City back to their flying best. 5-0 against Norwich City. Look, I think people would have probably expected them to have beaten Norwich, but you can see the attacking players there. Jesus looks much better as a winger, doesn't he? It's a weird one with Jesus, because he's a striker, but he's a sub-striker for a team that doesn't have a striker. It's completely weird. Well, until obviously Harry Kane comes in, of course. But whether that happens or not is another matter. But no, Man City, comfortable win. Jack Grealish, first goal as well. It was a very, very good victory for Man City. To be fair, the defender for Norwich City was not the best at all, you'd have to say. Arsenal lost 2-0 to Chelsea. Look, they didn't play badly, but again, another poor performance. To lose 2-0 against Chelsea, yes, I think they should have had a penalty. I think it'd be a very, very harsh one on James, but there is a coming together. And I think you've seen them given. But for Arsenal, they just need to get out of this rerun. I'm sorry, but it's going to be 3 defeats in a row. I really cannot see them going to the Etihad and proving Man City much problems at all. So I'm going to go Man City 3, Arsenal 0. I think Man City will be too comfortable for the Gunners in this one. And now we have 2 teams who last met in the English Championship. We have Aston Villa against Brentford. 2 draws and 3 wins to Brentford, quite interestingly. And the last result was a 2-2 draw between the sides. Aston Villa getting a 2-0 win over Newcastle United. What a goal from Danny Ings. I mean, absolute stunning overhead kick. It was a very, very good play. It was a long throw. Mings got the head onto it, and Danny Ings just a fantastic finish, wasn't it? Second goal. Is it a penalty? I mean, I don't know where Lascelles is meant to put his arms. And to be fair, his standing, he decides to do a wee pirouette, doesn't he? Puts his foot up. And I think he makes himself big, but obviously I think the ball is going towards the goal in that one. But a very good win for Aston Villa. Should Martinez have been sent off though? Like, he's my fantasy football goalkeeper, I'll say that now. I thought he was lucky. I think if Callum Wilson gets that penalty, I think you'd have to say that it could be a bit of a... I think he would be a bit lucky. So, but great win for Aston Villa, and decent start to the season. Brentford have 4 points from 2 games. Very, very good draw away at Crystal Palace. Well, you can say it was a 0-0 draw, but actually a 0-0 draw was actually a pretty good game, I thought. And I thought Brentford played really, really well, and Buemo hit the crossbar with a very, very good free kick. Tony had a couple of chances as well. David Raya, though, great goalkeeper. I think he's a really, really good goalkeeper as well. This is a tricky one to call, because Aston Villa have got 3 points. Brentford have got 4. Brentford have a decent record against Aston Villa, in fact. So but I've just got a feeling that home advantage will be key for Villa. I'm going to go for a narrow 1-0 win to the Villains. I think Villa will just win that one. But it should be an interesting game, that one. Should be a really interesting game. So, Aston Villa 1, Brentford 0. Brighton against Everton now. 2 wins to Brighton, 2 wins to Everton and 1 draw. The last result was a 0-0 draw between the sides. Brighton, great victory against Watford. Shane Duffy, the forgotten man, got an absolute fantastic header to get the score 1-0. And then Tom Cleverley will have nightmares of Yves Bissouma. What a fantastic finish from Neil Maupay. Yves Bissouma wins the ball back, plays it to Maupay, and Maupay's got a simple task, and he finishes with aplomb past Daniel Bachmann. Really good finish, that one. Everton, very good, entertaining draw away at Leeds. Look, Dominic Calvert-Lewin got the first goal, and then Demarai Gray, which was a fantastic strike as well. To be fair, I think Everton have been looking a lot better recently as well. I think attacking wise, you got Demarai Gray on one side, I think you've got Townsend on the other, and then you've got Dominic Calvert-Lewin as well. So I think they are looking pretty good, Everton as well. There's nothing to separate these two when it comes to the last 5 meetings. I'm going to actually go for another draw in this one. I think Brighton and Everton are too evenly matched, and I'm going to go for a 1-1 draw between the sides. Newcastle United against Southampton now. 4 wins to the Magpies and 1 win to Southampton. The last result was a 3-2 win to Newcastle. Newcastle coming away with a 2-0 defeat to Aston Villa. Wasn't a great performance, I'd have to say that. Callum Wilson did have a couple of chances. He did miss a very glaring opportunity, I thought. All he has to do is beat Martinez, and he didn't. So that was disappointing. That was very disappointing. And then obviously the penalty that he should have had, and then he was offside. Yeah, but Newcastle, poor performance, and this will only increase the pressure on Steve Bruce. Southampton, very good 1-1 draw with Manchester United. I have to say, I thought they played really well. I don't think it's a foul on Bruno Fernandes. I think he has to be more stronger there. I think Jack Stevens plays the ball, and I think, look, it's a good goal from it was Che Adams, but it is an own goal. Goes off Fred. We'll get to Fred later, because Manchester United, I thought were really poor in that game. And then, to be fair, Southampton should have won it at the end with Adam Armstrong forcing a good save from David De Gea, I thought. But even then, I thought that Southampton might have actually snatched all 3 points there. Very tricky one to call, but because it's at Newcastle, Southampton have a very poor record against Newcastle. I'm going to go for a home win for the Geordies. Newcastle United 2, Southampton 1. I think Newcastle will win that one by 2-1. And now we have Norwich City against Leicester City. Both of these sides on the back of really heavy defeats in the last match. 3 wins to Leicester, 1 win to Norwich and 1 draw. And the last result was that Norwich City win. A 1-0 win. If I remember Jamal Lewis, I think it was Jamal Lewis that got that winner as well. Oh, Norwich. Where do we start? Well, look, you get Liverpool and Manchester City out of the way. That's a good start to get those two out of the way. What you don't do is defend like you did against City. Deary me. The amount of times that City opened their defence was absolutely shocking. And look, Daniel Farke, there's only one way for them to play in the Premier League. And, he isn't going to change his ways. They're a very attacking side. But they'll get picked off. They'll get picked off by the good teams, and unfortunately, they just did not look great. They did not look great at the Etihad. But 5-0, really poor result, that one. And yeah, it's not been a good start for Norwich. But Leicester City, Who saw this coming? 4-1 to West Ham. I mean, look, okay, the red card does change things. I think it's a red card. I think Perez, it's a really bad challenge. The way that he plants his foot onto, I think it was Fornals that he planted his foot on. I think that's a red card all day long. And unfortunately, it does look bad when it's in slow motion. But you can't do that. You cannot go and stamp on someone like that. And then after that, like, defensively mistakes again. Kegler-Söyüncü had an absolute torrid time, making a couple of mistakes as well. And I actually think if you look at Leicester, that would be very, very disheartening in the fact that, you know, they didn't play badly, but it was a very, very poor performance from Leicester City, and I expect them to bounce back because they are going to Norwich City. I think Norwich will not score again for a third consecutive game. I'm going to go for Leicester City to win this one and bounce back by 2-0. West Ham against Crystal Palace. Now, the last 5 meetings in the Premier League, 2 wins to Palace, 2 draws, and 1 win to West Ham. The last draw was a 1-1 draw. West Ham, we've just spoken about them. Cracking performance against Leicester. Really, really great performance. Fornals obviously got them in front, and then Ben Rama scores from a really horrible mistake from Kegler-Söyüncü. Antonio plays him in, and then Antonio becomes West Ham's highest ever goal scorer in the Premier League. I think that's 51 goals now. I did like the celebration of him celebrating his cardboard cutout. I thought that was absolutely magnificent. But Antonio, he absolutely bullied Leicester's defence, didn't he? Absolutely bullied them. And I think West Ham are in for a very good season. If Antonio can stay fit, I tell you something, he's in the running for top scorer. If he can stay fit, fantastic striker. Underrated as well, in my opinion. Crystal Palace 0-0 draw with Brentford, and actually Crystal Palace I thought had a little bit of the better of the game actually. And as I said, it wasn't a bad 0-0. Conor Gallagher hit the crossbar very early on. As well, Benteke had a header that went just wide as well, and David Raya made a cracking save from James McArthur as well, which was a fantastic save. So it's a difficult one to call because I think West Ham have been really, really good this season. So I'm going to go for a 2-0 win to the Hammers. And now we move on to the evening kickoff. It's Liverpool against Chelsea. 4 wins to Liverpool and 1 win to Chelsea. And in fact, that Chelsea win came last season 1-0 at Anfield. Liverpool first home game in front of their home fans. Professional performance from the Reds with a 2-0 win over Burnley. I thought they were really, really good. Tsimikas especially. What a ball into Jota. Jota scores a header. That makes it 1-0. And then Sadio Mane, who looked a bit quiet, I thought, in the first half, managed to get the second. And that was a great, great finish from Sadio Mane. One bright spot, I thought, was Harvey Elliott. I thought Harvey Elliott was fantastic in that game. And also I did think that Jordan Henderson being back as well was really, really good. Klopp has got a real headache now because that midfield did really well against Burnley, but it's got a really interesting thing about it. You know, will he play Fabinho? Will he play Henderson? And will he potentially play Keita? I think the midfield three will probably be Fab, Hendo and Keita, in all honesty. But Chelsea 2-0 win against Arsenal. Romelu Lukaku again. Great finish. Arsenal's defending was dreadful, and then Reece James was a very, very good finish as well. So, but Chelsea going to Anfield, in front of a packed Anfield again. Chelsea won the last meeting. I just think Liverpool will be too strong for Chelsea. I think you can get at Rudiger. I think you can get at Christensen. Whoever plays left back, I think it's Alonso or Chilwell. I think you've got Reece James there as well. I think this Chelsea side can be got at. Liverpool will have to watch Lukaku, obviously. They'll have to watch Kante. you'll have to watch a lot of players. But for me, I just think Liverpool will be too strong for Chelsea. I'm going Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0 in this one. And then we move into the Sunday games. That is Burnley against Leeds United. And in fact, there's only been 2 meetings between Burnley and Leeds United, and that was 2 wins to the Whites. And the last result was a 4-0 win to Leeds United. Burnley, 2-0 defeat to Liverpool at Anfield. I have to say, Burnley did actually make a good attempt of it. I thought they actually played okay. McNeil had a couple of chances. Ashley Barnes had a goal ruled out offside as well. I thought Burnley played okay at Anfield, and they'll be hoping to get back in front of their Turf Moor, happy place, of course. And this will be a really interesting one because Leeds United drew 2-2 with Everton. Rafinha with an absolute pile driver into that bottom corner. I think look, Rafinha is a very, very good player. I think Leeds have done very, very well to keep a hold of him, in all honesty. Oh, this is a hard one because I know Burnley did lose 4-0 to Leeds last time around. I think Burnley are going to start with 3 defeats in a row. I really do. I think Leeds United can go to Burnley and get their first win of the season. Burnley 0, Leeds United 2. I think Burnley will lose for the 3rd consecutive game in a row there. And now we have a London derby between Tottenham and Watford. 2 wins to Tottenham, 2 draws, and 1 win to Watford. The last result was a 1-1 draw. Tricky one to call this one because Tottenham managed to get a 1-0 win over Wolves. What I will say, it's the definite penalty. I don't know what Jose Sa is doing to bring down Dele Alli like that. Dele Alli steps himself up to take the penalty and scores, which was a very good result for Tottenham. Harry Kane returned to the Tottenham team as well. Bit of a mixed reception they got, didn't they? Be interesting to see with 7 days of the window left. It'll be interesting to see where he ends up, Harry Kane. Will he stay at Tottenham? Will he go to City? Will he potentially go elsewhere? We shall have to wait and see. Watford, a 2-0 defeat to Brighton. Wasn't the best of performances from the Hornets, unfortunately. Cleverly will have to have nightmares of Yves Bissouma because that was a terrible piece of play that he did. Managed to let Bissouma get to him, and obviously Brighton got the second after that. So yeah, it is at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Tottenham have started well, to be fair, with wins over Man City and Wolves. I think Watford will be blown away by Tottenham in this one. I think Tottenham will be too strong for Watford. I'm going to Tottenham 2, Watford 0 in this one. And the final game is Wolves against Manchester United. 2 wins to United, 2 draws, and 1 win to Wolves. The last result was a 2-1 win to Manchester United. Oh, Wolves. So unlucky to go away with a 1-0 defeat. Look, they did create chances, but again, a lack of cutting edge up front for Wolves. Adama Traore is the talk of speculation of potentially going to Tottenham. So be interested to see where he ends up with the 7 days of the window left as well. But yeah, Wolves. It's been a tricky start for Bruno Lage, I should say. I think Wolves are okay. I think they'll be okay this season. I don't see them going down. I don't see them being in any relegation battle whatsoever. It's just been a very, very tough start for Wolves. But at least they've been in games, you'd have to say. They have actually been in games as well. Manchester United were, I thought, really poor against Southampton. How many chances does Anthony Martial get it now? How many chances are you going to give him? Is this his 6th season? I think, like Liverpool with Naby Keita, I do think this is a make or break season for Anthony Martial. I thought defensively, again, Manchester United were terrible. I thought Wan-Bissaka was really poor. And you've got Fred in the midfield. Oh dear. I mean, look, Fred, he scored last week against Leeds. But I have to say, his passing was shocking. Absolutely shocking. Bruno Fernandes, I'm going to say this now. He will get himself sent off one day. He will get himself sent off. He will. He whines at referees. And look, he has to be stronger. He has to be stronger for that Southampton goal. He has to be. Has to be. So it's a disappointing result for Manchester United. They were lucky to get a draw. They could have won it. They could have won that game as well. They did have chances, but then again, Southampton had that chance to score right at the death. So Manchester United getting away with a 1-1 draw was actually a good result for them. So again, another tricky one to call, but I think Manchester United will be just too strong for Wolves. I'm going to go Wolves 1, Manchester United 2 in this one. So that is it. That is match week 3 done and dusted. As I have said, leave your predictions in the comment section down below, and like Hassan Ali, you will get a shout out in the next video. So we go: Man City 3, Arsenal 0, Aston Villa 1, Brentford 0, Brighton 1, Everton 1, Newcastle 2, Southampton 1, Norwich 0, Leicester City 2, West Ham 2, Crystal Palace 0, Liverpool 2, Chelsea 0, Burnley 0, Leeds United 2, Tottenham 2, Watford 0, and Wolves 1, Manchester United 2. So that is it. That's match week 3 done and dusted. Now, there is an international break. Woohoo! Look at the excitement in my face when I say about international break. So there won't be another Premier League video for another 2 weeks, unfortunately. So enjoy the Premier League weekend. I think it should be a fascinating weekend again. Some very good games. Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. Those two to look out for as well. But until then, it's goodbye from me. If you do like the content, please hit that subscribe button. Drop a like on the video as well. And I'll see you all in 2 weeks' time. And enjoy the football. Some very, very good games on show. And good luck to your teams. I'll see you all in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye for now. Enjoy your weekend. Cheers.